Good afternoon. My name is Scott Redler, Chief Strategic Officer at T3Live.com. Welcome to today's recap and look ahead. So another day on Wall Street. How many days are we since Trump is now the president-elect? I think it's Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Monday, 4 sessions, and 4 sessions of lots of power in a lot of areas. There's also been some weakness. It hasn't been just, throw a dart. You've had to be strategic. You've had to have your Trump playbook on what to buy if he was in there, and then also have some flexibility because overall everyone said the market would crack and crash if he was in office, and obviously that didn't happen, and we were aware of that based on the post-Brexit action that we identified as well as this. So let's just get right to the charts. Lots of big moves. Okay, look at this move in the Russell. Bam! Descending channel taken out, didn't even stop. Okay, today you have a bit of a doji. It's above the prior pivot, very healthy, but I would not be buying the Russell right here. I don't care, actually, yeah, if you're in it for a month, I still don't think that you should be buying it right here, just because of the size of the movement and the extended it is from the 8-day. So we'll see if it digests and develops some kind of bull flag to then continue to the upside, but for now it does seem as if, the moving averages should play some catch-up. This is a nice little doji, which, again, thought a doji right here meant rest, but then this got taken out and then it went to highs, so we'll see what happens moving forward. Just because it's hard to buy doesn't necessarily mean it's an easy short. There are a lot of guys who have been short thinking that it would not reclaim this broken support right here, but look how it did that with authority, changing the complexion of what happened into the lows. So Russell's been very strong. XLF, very strong. Look at the size of that move. Parabolic financial move. Not even going to get into the XLF. But, JP Morgan, same thing. Look at that. Woo! Took out resistance, never looked back. A lot of people, I think, started shorting here. Maybe they capitulated into there at this point. All-time highs, very extended from the 8-day. You had to be quick. You had to gap and go, and now, it's a little off highs. I think, you have to, as a trader, you want to responsibly try and figure out how to enter something that could be comfortable to hold. And right now, if you, missed this move into highs or missed when this reclaimed the 8 and 21 day, or just, it's not the time to me to be grabbing this up here. But then the question is also, is it the time to grab the laggards? And I don't think that's the case either. Before I get into the laggards, let's talk about the spiders, which I am long, and I've been trying to be long since breaking above, this descending channel. What's a descending channel? Let me show you what a descending channel is. Okay, here is your descending channel. Okay, it broke above this. This was a nice trade. First you had your gap up. I think this is when the Monday when they stopped the FBI process, and this was when you could have bought it, added, had a little follow through. Now it's trying to hold this area. The longer this holds, the better the setup for a continuation to all-time highs. Okay, what's going to take this to all-time highs? I think first of all, before I get to there, look what happened here. This was post-Brexit. This was your first move. Then it went sideways. You had a red dog reversal, held higher, then took off. Let's hope tomorrow's not the red dog reversal, to shake people up and then take off, but we shall see. All in all, I'm still in the spiders, and I'm hoping that with a few more days of consolidation, the next move is to the upside. Like I said before, what's it going to take? It's going to probably take tech, finding a bottom, right? High beta tech is scaring the bejesus out of some people. Maybe it's rotation, maybe it's more, but for now, the Qs are trying to, to hold this most recent range. So, I think at this point it's hard to be long and hard to be short. So maybe you just wait. Okay. Here was your engulfing move after the election and hasn't really rallied since. You look at some of the high beta names. I didn't touch one of them today. I came in long Apple, and thank goodness I have a way to, use stops. To Google, at this point, it didn't hold the 792. And that was a good out, and then broke below the 200-day, which was another out. Now it's down here. I think it's, just as hard to be short this now, considering it just pulled in this much, than it is to be long. And it's giving you no signals to be long. Amazon's not giving you any signals to be long either. But with the size of the move to the downside, I think it's just as hard to be short down here. But whatever, you do what you want to do. At this point, it's not giving you any clues to be long. Here was your earnings gap that never got reclaimed. Here's when it took out this prior pivot to the downside, inside day, and then pow. So at this point, I know it's come a lot off the highs, but if you go into perspective of where Amazon's come from, okay, we'll wait for something, wait for it to tell us something. But from here to here, I would say probably a little hard to be short, but again, not having any traction to the long side. And if you look back to 2015, it went through the 200-day once, and then once it reclaimed it, you had a chance to buy it before a move. So you might as well figure out, how this does the 200-day or interacts with it. Facebook wasn't strong at all either. This too, this has only happened a few times, okay? And it gets a little scary when this happens. And at this point, you had your gap down after earnings, okay, and it never reclaimed it. You had a hole in the chart, which usually gives you downside. Then it broke below this pivot. It did go below the 200-day and reclaimed it. It went below the 200-day and reclaimed it. Here, never made it. So now, just continue to avoid it until it reclaims it. Every time it reclaims it, you have some chances anyway. But if one time it doesn't reclaim it, stays below it for a while, and then continues to the downside, you don't want to be caught there. This broke the 8 and 21 day all the way up here. And it's been below the 8 day since. It is a little extended from it, so it's, like I said before, kind of hard to be short, but not giving you signals to be long yet. I did come in long Apple, and Apple hurt this morning. Definitely hurt. Why was I long it? Because it showed some relative strength on Friday, and I haven't been in it since all the way up here, so I figured it was worth a try. So how do you manage your risk? Very actively. Well, I was in it overnight. I added a little bit while it was flat. Then I looked at the 5-minute chart. Okay, you probably can't even do it on that. You got to use your 1-minute chart. On the 1-minute chart, it if you go here, okay, where is it? Basically, you had your gap down, okay, and then made a quick low around this low, actually 107.10. This was, it's hard to, it was really quick. This 107.10 was the low of that candle. Actually 107.40. It was somewhere around 107.10 that I feel like I used that. Maybe it was this candle. Okay, what was the low of this candle? This low of the candle, yeah, 107.11. So it came in quickly, tried to rally a little bit off it, and then when it broke below it, I'm like, I'm done with this thing. You have Google week, you have Amazon going from green to red, I'm just done. And then, obviously it came a hell of a lot lower. So instead of just holding my nose and going in the water and buying it, and who knows how much longer I could have held it, I just got out of it. Take your loss and move on. But in order for the spiders or the SPX to make a new high, on this move, okay, I think we're going to need to see some stabilization, okay, in tech. Just brief stabilization. Stop going down, bounce a little bit, and then maybe this can get taken out to the upside. And also, what happened today at a red dog reversal in the USO. So maybe today, I did go long the USO and the UWTI. Maybe today, this little red dog reversal could give you a little bit of a bounce back to the 8 day even, and then that could help. TLTs, I did try it today. I didn't take it home. It was a good trade for us actually. It put a little bit of a doji in. I don't love trading these things, but this morning there was a nice little setup, but it couldn't hold. So what do I mean by a little setup? It put in a morning low, okay, and then all of a sudden I saw boom, this happened. Okay, this 2 day, this actually two 3-bar scenario where it was potent. So right in here is when I got involved. I got long, and then added through here, sold some strength, sold a little bit more strength, and then right into this spot I believe is basically when I got kind of stopped out of some, and then here I got stopped out of the rest, and now I don't have it overnight, even though on Fox Business I said that I bought some today, but we're traders. I bought and I sold some. But here was your first move. That was your tradable setup versus that, and then boom. Should never really came in that far, but whatever. I think if you're still in some, it's probably fine. You can trade around it. And all in all, another day down, another day that we got a little bit more clarity on the Donald Trump, the president that we might have. And so far, not to be political, I think that ever since his acceptance speech, he's done a lot of the right things to try and get people in the middle. He's probably upsetting all the extremists that voted for him, because I don't think he's going to do all those extreme things he said in the election, process, but he's coming to the middle and bringing in some of the Republicans and the right, not the far right, but some of the right, and is bringing in some of the open minds from the left, and that's how we could all move forward, in the middle with compromise. Have a good night. I'll see you tomorrow.